to answer that question, we'll need to go to the blackboard. Dun, dun, dun. Let's have a no screen up, just 'cause I'm sick of staring at horses. Dunk. Here we go. All right, so there are, I think, 7 basic steps to making a sale on the interwebs, okay? 7 basic steps. Step 1. Find yourself a product to sell. That's step 1. Find a product to sell. And then step 2 would be, therefore, find someone to source the product from. Now, you could argue that the next step is either step 0 and should go before step 1, or step number 3. Find some people to sell it to. You could make a very, very good argument that the very first thing you should do is find a group of people who want to buy something, and then figure out what they want to buy, and then source the product. So you could make a very good argument to do that, all right? Anyway, so I put it there as a either. Step number 4, set up your website. More space required. Step number 5. Now that website, of course, that just means some place online to sell your stuff. That's all that means. It could be a Facebook page, could be a Facebook shop, could be a Shopify store, could be an Instagram store, could be an Etsy store, eBay, Walmart, Amazon, whatever. Step number 5. Tell the people that are potential customers where they can purchase your product. Now that ought to be really called marketing or advertising, all right? Step number 6, pretty simple. Once they buy, make sure that they get their product in a timely fashion. Pretty simple, pretty easy to do. Or not easy to do, but it's pretty simple to do. Last step, make sure they are happy and want to continue to do business with you, and then you simply wash, rinse, and repeat. So I think that's pretty simple, don't you reckon? That's a pretty simple breakdown of all of the high-level steps involved with making your first sale, making a sale on Amazon, or indeed online, okay? And it's interesting to note that Amazon takes care of all of those for us. So Amazon allows us to set up a website. They let us use their website to do it on, which is nice. Amazon then allows us to tell potential customers where they can purchase our product through Amazon PPC, Amazon SEO, and things like that. Amazon, once they buy, makes sure that our customers get the product in a timely fashion. And of course, Amazon looks after a whole heap of the customer service related elements of the business, which is why I would suggest to you Amazon is such a successful company, because it does all of that shit for us, so we don't have to, okay? All right. So that's the high level basics. And by the way, all of those 7 steps, 1 through 7, are all covered in detail in the AOE training. And if you look at how they're laid out, it's actually laid out exactly like the AOE training is laid out, 1 through 7, with a bonus module all about doing FA or outsourcing, as some people call it, okay? All about that. So that's the basics, okay? So how simple is it? Well, it's pretty simple when you break it down. It's pretty simple when you break it down. It is not, however, easy. It is not, however, easy. It is simple, but it is not easy. So, why isn't it easy? Well, it's not easy, he says, shifting around in his arse. It's not easy because there's a whole raft of games that are going on whilst you're doing all this stuff. Some of which we have alluded to tonight, the mental games that go on. But there's a whole raft of things going on outside of that. So I think the reasons that whilst it is simple to do, to make your first sale on Amazon, and I truly do believe it is actually very, very simple to make a sale online. It's actually very simple to do. It's not easy though. The reason it's not easy is because I think one of 3 reasons that it is not easy. So reason number 1, let's just start again. Reason number 1, people give up once they realize they have to get out of their comfort zone. So, little example here. I travel the world a lot, and one of the things that we do when we go to new countries is we go and learn the language. And it's very, very interesting learning a new language. Actually interesting because it makes you think in different ways. But outside of that, it's interesting to observe the other people learning the language as well, because a lot of people give up because learning a new language, you really have to get out of your comfort zone to do it. You really, really do. And it's just like any new endeavor, you have to get out of your comfort zone. And that's a big killer for a lot of people. Once they realize they've got to do that, they kind of give up because they go, I don't want to get out of my comfort zone, consciously or subconsciously. Then give up once they realize they might make some mistakes, or worse still, fail. We talked about that already. Folks have got this irrational fear of making mistakes. It's been drilled into us by our employers and drilled into us by school. But the bottom line is, anything that you learn, the fastest way to learn, and the way that humans actually learn, is by making a lot of mistakes and slowly taking it out from this kind of gross area where they're making lots of mistakes to refining it until they become masters at it and make no more mistakes. But you have to go through that mistake process. You have to go through that. And if you're not prepared to do that, then most folks give up, and that's why it's not easy. And then other folks give up because they lack the external support and motivation to keep going. And that's one of the things that AOE does really, really well. We are, I believe, world class within our community at supporting people. I am immensely proud of the awesome folks in the AOE community who support each other day in, day out. I just think that's friggin' awesome. So, and I think if you've got that, that's a really cool thing to have. So, again, it is simple, but it ain't easy. It is simple, but it ain't easy. And the trick, I believe, is to be persistent when obstacles are placed in your way, and resilient when you have the inevitable setbacks that you will have. You only have to look in the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs community to see setback after setback after setback, yet people keep going. That is resilience. And finally, to have the desire, the real desire, not the kind of bullshit desire, but the real, in your heart desire to make a change in your life. And I think if you've got those things, then yeah, you can do it. You can do anything, actually, with those things. But building a business ought to be child's play with those things. What about you? What do you reckon, guys? What would you add to that? Do you reckon I've kind of missed anything, or would you add anything into that? Yep, yes. Making mistakes is how to learn something. That is exactly right. And that's how you make mistakes. I remember. I remember when you remember the first time you learned to walk. Let's take a situation where you're learning how to walk. You're a toddler. Imagine if your parents, when you were just learning to walk, the first time you got up and you fell on your arse, you got your nappy on, you fell on your arse, and then your mum says, "Oh, that's it. That's not for you. Obviously, this one's not a walker. You're going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life." That doesn't happen, does it? No. Your mum says, "Oh, there you go. Get back up." And we intrinsically know how to learn. You've got to get out of your comfort zone. You've got to make mistakes. And you've got to have some support and encouragement to keep you going. That's what there is to it. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales I've used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.